Joining us at this point is Piyush Doshi, Operating Partner, Foundation for Economic Development. We also have Abhijit Sinha, NHEV, joining us live. Also with us is Vishal Gupta, Infrastructure Expert. Sharad Kohli, Senior Economist, is also joining us live, as is Gautam Mukherjee, Senior Journalist. Let me make a start with you first. Yes, indeed. Let me, in fact, take that to Sharad Kohli as well, because Sharad Kohli, the fact is that this is a remarkable achievement of the Union government, and you know, of course, Nitin Gadkari has highlighted this fact as per the 9-year, celebrations of the Modi government under his ministry. The massive amount of work that has taken place in the last 9 years. How do you see it, Sharad?
Well, I think each one of us must congratulate, all the citizens of the country must congratulate each other, because it's a landmark achievement with 7 Guinness records, on various fronts. So this particular milestone has come after breaking certain other records as well. And I think there were days, as Mr. Sinha was saying, there were days when India was, called as a no-road country, or a broken road country, or a country full of potholes. And every time somebody used to travel abroad, and the first comment that was made by Indians there, why can't we have like this in our country? And today, here's the time. I think today when you travel on these world-class expressways and highways, you realize, look at the advantages, Uday. If you're driving by a car, the car wear and tear. I remember when people used to drive, let's say, take for example from Delhi to Dehradun, for example, I'm just taking for the sake of example, every second or third trip, I remember I used to travel in my younger days, every second or third trip you had to get your car suspension done. The fuel consumption, the stress, the time taken, it was, and there were no amenities on the way. I mean, if you had to stop for a restroom, there was no restroom on the way, there was nothing on the way. If you had to eat something, you had to stop at one of those unhygienic dhabas or probably those makeshift arrangements. Today, these highways are not just quality highways, they also have an entire ecosystem. And a very important point, Uday, which I must tell you, since I took example of Delhi, and for NewsNext viewers who are watching us across the country and overseas, I take an example of Delhi. Take for example Dwarka Expressway, which goes out of Delhi, all the way to Gurgaon. It's a peripheral kind of a road. Now look at the real estate development which has taken place. Thousands and thousands of crores of apartments, of commercial complexes, of schools, of hospitals have come up simply because of a highway. A highway is not a highway. A highway is a catalyst to the economic development of that area. So if somebody says that there is one road for me to go, no, that is not true. There is a whole economy which has erupted in that area. A whole economy has suddenly come into, it's like an avatar coming on earth in no man's land from where the highway has been built. Thousands of people get employment. Thousands of people are able to start their businesses. Thousands of people come and stay around those highways. They become, the highways become inhabited with people, and they become full-fledged townships. So in economics, Uday, 1 rupee spent on road, I'm giving you a general principle in economics, 1 rupee spent on road has got an 8 to 10 times multiplier effect. Can you believe that? I'm talking on terms of, which means 1 rupee multiplies to 8 rupees or 10 rupees out of the various economic, ancillary and collateral benefits that we derive from the highway. So I think it is not just about becoming the second highest, highway length in the world, but also look at the prosperity, look at the economic development this has brought and is going to bring in the times to come. So I think every Indian should feel proud. It's a matter of pride for India. And today when you drive down the expressway, it's a pleasure. You find what used to take 6 hours, today takes 3.5 hours. There is an expressway coming up from Delhi to Dehradun, which is likely to open later in the year, which is an elevated green expressway. Can you believe from Delhi to Dehradun is 250 kilometers in 2.5 hours? I mean, we could never have imagined that. You could imagine 100 kilometer per hour car speed and reaching. Look at the closeness between the two towns and the two states it will bring. Look at the business interaction. Look at the relations it will build between people. So I think expressway and highways is a complete economy in itself. I just don't look at it simply as a road made of bitumen or anything. I look at it as a complete economy, a complete ecosystem which comes up as we grow from here. Uday.
Yes, but the big question, of course, is, Sharad Kohli, why didn't this happen earlier? Why has it taken this government to, bring about the, this huge expansion as far as our highways and roads are concerned, and the sheer less time it's taking to build them as well without any corruption or any middleman in between?
I think it's the intent out there. In 2014, we were a $2 trillion economy. Now, from independence, which is 1947, to 2014, we reached $2 trillion. From 2014 to 2023, we are $3.75 trillion. I mean, this figure has been revealed by the finance minister herself. So you can imagine it took us as many years until 2014 to reach that point, 61 years to be precise. And then it took us 9 years to from 2 trillion to 1 point. So I think this clearly spells out there the intent of the government. If you really, this also proves the point that if a government really wants that the country should develop, the country should progress, the country should grow, it's not an impossible task. All you need is a clear intent, an honest intent, and hard work. So the Gati Shakti is a classic example when, these files used to get stuck in various ministries. They were being tossed from one desk to the other, as Gautam rightly said, red tape, they were stuck in red tape. The file, saab sign karne ke liye pada hua hai, saab gaye hue hain. So many things used to happen. I think with ironing out of those bottlenecks, things have started moving quick. Now this speed has got direct relation to the highway. If you are today moving at high speeds on the highway, it is because the files are moving at high speed. The project approvals are coming at high speed. So I think this high speed on the highway is preceded by a lot of high speed in terms of the approvals, clearances, and the various kinds of licenses and sanctions which are given to the projects. I think that speed has contributed to this speed, Uday. But having said that, there is a challenge, Uday. The challenge is that we have to take care of the safety aspect, because as the speed grows with the drivers not trained, a lot of accidents happen. So I think the drivers will have to be educated. They need to be trained so that, and safety measures need to be brought in. And the second challenge, I believe, is the maintenance of these highways, because in India, the weather is not very friendly at times. The monsoons can be very, rash. And then what happens? You get these potholes and the quality of construction. So I think maintenance of these long highways is also going to be a challenge. But I'm sure contracts have been given to various private and public sector agencies. And one more word, Uday, for the people, I found a lot of people complaining about the cost of using the highway. The FASTag, because earlier it was the cash, so you used to pay your 50 rupees, 60 rupees, 100 rupees to 120, whatever you used to pay cash. And now because of the FASTag, there is an automatic deduction from that RFID tag, which is on your car's, windscreen. So a lot of people I heard were complaining that we are spending more on the tolls as we were compared to earlier. Here is an answer to them. I tell them, if I made a calculation of that, you are actually spending less. Why? Look at the wear and tear of the car, your vehicle. Look at the time you are saving. Look at the stress you are saving. If you add the cost of these three things, you will find you are actually paying half of what you were paying earlier, in terms of the total value of this thing. So I think people should not be worried. I think the next step has to be taken. What we witness in America and Europe, that is a GPS charge system should be there, so that there is a seamless pass through the toll. The toll should not be a stop and go affair. The boom barrier which comes up every time, sometimes it can be irritating because the camera, the sensor doesn't work. You have to wait, or there's a problem with your tag. I think a GPS-based tag system, charge system, which is there in the developed countries, I think that is the next technology which is very soon going to come on the Indian expressways. I think at that time, we will be a perfectly road-driven country. And if an expressway can land an aeroplane, a fighter jet can land on an expressway in India, I think each Indian should feel proud of that fact there.
Fantastic. So there's a lot to look forward to as well. As you're saying, clearly the goals are not over just yet. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us. We've run completely out of time. Let's take a break.